Hello, Hart fans. Welcome to the 2024 Hart Cross Country Media Day. I'm your host, Hart correspondent Rich Linden. I am blessed right now to be joined by Clarke University first-year head coach Patty Robb, along with two very special student athletes, Rory Bickler and Drew Pate. Coach, athletes, how are we doing today? How's Clarke University?
Good. Yeah, doing good. Thanks. Can't complain.
Excellent. Well, Coach, this is your first year. I'm going to start with you from Ireland. Just first of all, tell us your journey. Like, what brought you from Ireland into the U.S. to compete, and now eventually becoming a head coach of a cross country program?
Yeah, of course. So I got into track and field maybe when I was like 12, 13, so kind of that middle school era. And at that time there was a really successful Irish runner at the university. It was Florida State University. And he made like a world final, wasn't Olympian. And I was like, oh man, like if I wanna be a pro athlete, like I gotta go to America. I did more research and looked into it more, and I was like, I really liked the fact that for me it was kind of a non-traditional path, and that really appealed to me. So I came over to America in the summer of 2016. Did 4.5 years at Adams State University in Colorado, which is a small Division II.
Right.
Um, Went home for about 6 months during COVID, and realized I really wanted to get into coaching, and so was lucky enough to get a graduate assistantship role at Washburn University, which is a Division II in Kansas, and then
Sure.
did 2.5 years there as a GA, a further 6 months as a part-time coach, and then was lucky enough to get hired by Clarke.
Awesome. Well, let's do this. First season, first year. Tell us about preseason. How's it going so far? How are these two teams shaping up? And what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I think preseason's been really good. Definitely the first week we got back, I ran the kids pretty hard. So there's a lot of tired legs come like the first Saturday, Sunday of preseason. So I had to back off a little bit of training, make sure people are feeling fresh. But I think both teams are in a good spot. The ladies team's in an interesting spot where we have some veterans like Rory, who are in their fifth years and have made nationals before. And then we've got some freshmen that are kind of getting their first taste of college cross country. So that'll be interesting. And then on the men's side, we've just got a group of boys who have been here for at least 2 years. And so kind of a really exciting group, and looking forward to seeing how they can progress in terms of like goals or expectations for the year. I really think like that the sky's kind of the limit for the team. I don't think they've even touched their potential on either gender. So
Wow.
I'm not gonna say like, oh, we can do this, because for all I know, they're gonna blow that out of the water. So not gonna put anything out there, but I wouldn't be surprised by anything.
I love it. Well, Rory, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Um, I want to hear about this cross country journey for you. I know you run track too, but cross country is big. So, when did you first start running cross country, and what do you like about it?
I started it when I could in seventh grade. My dad was really quick to get me into it. He ran in high school and college and loved it. So he was like calling to see if I could get in even in sixth grade. But started in seventh grade, started at one school, ended up switching to another. And now I'm still here 10 years later running cross country. Fell in love with just running and the way that it's helped me, especially through college with stress, as like an outlet for me. So
Okay.
um, yeah, my family's always loved it. I always enjoyed it. So
I like that. Stress relief, running cross country. That's crazy. Well, Drew, I need to ask you some questions. I'm not familiar with Dubuque as much, but I know there are great places to train in and around Dubuque. Do you have a favorite? Like, where do you enjoy most training with your team, or even by yourself?
I think a team favorite's definitely got to be Heritage Trail. It's a nice, long, flat gravel trail that we can get many miles on.
Yeah, so that's your go-to
Yep.
spot. So let's talk about you this year. Um, How do you see yourself impacting the team, and what are you going to do to help become a leader for this group of men?
I think I've been here for 3 years, so definitely had some great leaders that I've learned from, amazing role models. I'm plans to take what I've learned from them and try and incorporate that into the team this year, try and be a leader, step up and show them what cross country can do for them.
Awesome. Rory? kind of said this. You also compete in track. What are your events in track and field?
Well, I only have one more indoor season as my 5th year of eligibility from COVID. But usually the longest distances you can think of. So mile, 3K, 5K indoors, and then the 15, 5K, 10K outdoors.
So this is just crazy for me. I don't understand. Like, is there a mental difference between running track distance running and then running cross country? Do you prepare differently mentally, physically? What's that shift like?
Mostly the same physically, other than I do run longer, like an outdoor track. I was running the 10K versus the 5 and 6Ks that we do in cross country. But mentally, you have to prepare more for track just because you are running the same loop over and over and over again,
Gotcha.
up to 25 times. So I think it's more of the just preparing yourself to look down at your watch and compare every 400 and being okay with adjusting for those, where in the cross country, you can more splits based off of like your 1K or miles. And so there's a little bit less feedback. So it's just a little different that way, but I like cross country a lot more. So
Nice. Very nice. Coach, you talked about sky's the limit with this team. Your first season, you got preseason, you're getting to know the team, getting a feel. Do you have any goals, any milestones or markers that you want to see as they progress, or we're just going to let it play out?
I think, well, for right now, we'll definitely let it play out. I think we have our season opener on Friday. We're doing a 5K here in town at Dubuque at the soccer complex. And so definitely going into that, I'm just going to let it play out. Let kind of, like you said, I'm getting to know the team. And so I'm just going to let them race how they like to race. And then from there, we might make adjustments. And I think that race will really inform where we are as a team. And that might inform what milestones I feel like we need to hit moving forward. I think for right now, it's just letting everything kind of play out and letting the kids be themselves and just see what we got.
That's awesome. Letting them be themselves. Rory, kicking off the season, like Coach says, Friday. What do you hope to see for yourself, and what are you looking for in the team in this first race?
for me, I am just going for a PR and see. I mean, we don't have that many 5Ks on our schedule. So for me, that's a goal for me, but I know that also our team has a lot of those goals to access and see what they've got for PRs for 5K. And it'll be very interesting for our freshman, for the one we have, to see what she can do, because I think she'll surprise herself with how much work she's put into the preseason. So
Awesome. Drew, talk about you, man. How long have you been distance running? What got you into cross country?
I've been distance running for about 8 or 9 years. Like Rory, started in 7th grade.
Okay.
Kind of had the choice between running and football and chose running and just kind of stuck with ever since.
Excellent. I have a question for all three of you, kind of off the wall, but I love that fans want to know all this crazy stuff. So I'll start with Drew, Rory, but I also want to hear from your coach. Do you have a favorite like post race meal or snack? You finish a race, you recover. Do you have a favorite go-to a snack, meal, food? What is it, Drew?
Definitely chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Rory.
For me, it's always been like when I get a PR, my parents would buy me ice cream. So it's kind of been a tradition that if it goes well, get ice cream.
Ice cream. And coach, you've been running, competing for a very long time. What about you? Do you have your own little post race?
Yeah, my post race ritual was a Dr. Pepper, a black coffee, and a stack of pancakes.
Oh, okay. Got to get the pancakes with the Dr. Pepper and the coffee. That's awesome. Well, I'm super excited for the season. Coach, I know Clarke is happy to have you there. They're pumped up. Can't wait to see what you do. We roll into the Hard Conference Championship. It's going to be amazing to watch you. Thanks for taking the time today
Yeah, thank
and
you.
sharing, sharing with the fans, man. Good luck the rest of the season, and we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thanks a lot.